Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by Narcissistic Entitlement of Mark. And here's the story. So, I received this email a couple days ago from Mark, and it doesn't say whether it's with or without contribution. It doesn't say if you're looking for a sponsor or not. It's a fairly long letter. I don't read these things cold I'm sorry. I don't pre-read these things. I read them cold, so you have a natural reaction. Now I understand as the channel has grown, not everybody may be up to speed of where I am and how the channel works. That's why I made the instructional video. So I immediately, when I saw it, just emailed back, "Hi, please refer to this video for instructions about my channel. Thanks, Ollie." Now, because I don't want to give Mark's email address, I'm going to be moving back and forth. I've moved everything to a word counter where I could delete his email because I'm not a dickhead. This is the response I get. "I would have donated money actually if you were humble about it. I know for a fact you didn't read that message." No, I didn't, because I look at the top for, if it's with or without sponsor. But what I did see at the top, and when we go back to the original letter, you'll see it. He says, "I don't know how your channel works." Perfect. I'll send you the link so you can see how the channel works. I guess being literate comes with an income flow. I have done around Google a bit and seen people similar, and then seen similar people like myself. You seen them? You seen them. Like myself, describe you interrupting them or having PayPal goals that make my therapist look inexpensive. Okay, well then I don't know what goals I have. I've never put a goal on anything. There are certain things that I put prices on, where Skype's and phone, where it's timed, like Skype's phone calls are $50 per half hour. That's really it. Unless there's a large job somebody comes with me that they want to do, something special, I rarely put prices on anything. Unless somebody sends me something extremely long and I'm like, I can't do this for this amount. That's it. And that happens rarely. Rarely. I don't put set amounts for just basic donations. I tell people what they average at, and then I let you decide based on what you can afford, what it's worth to you. Period. But way to be way to be a greedy piece of shit. POS. You don't generally care about people's mental suffering. You're just a middle-aged loser who points out the obvious boomers suck. I bet you also secretly think Generation Y are narcissistic leeches too. Here's my imaginary $200 donation, and here's the smallest violin. Here's why you said $200 donation, because in your mind you think there's no way I would ever receive that, and it's a way to gaslight. You don't know my channel, guy. You don't know my channel. So at this point, I'm like, oh boy, let's see. Because obviously, and I get this often. Okay, I get these type of things often. When I get the immediate attack as soon as somebody doesn't get their way. And, it's very basic. It's very basic to get your get a story on the channel. All you have to do is email it to me. Tell me at the top what you want to go by, whether you want your name or anonymous, or whether it's with contribution, or you're seeking a sponsor. That's it. That's it. That's the whole criteria. Let's look at what Mark actually wrote to me. Hello, Ollie. I was introduced to your channel back in March from one of my friends. She recommends your content on narcissism, and I've watched a lot of your content. I want to condense my story as much as possible to save you time. I am unsure how responses to email work. I am unsure how your responses to emails work. That's what I saw, so I sent him the link. He didn't get his way, so he attacked. I'm a 25-year-old male. I have been diagnosed with autism at 8 years old, and I'm going to tell you, you're not autistic. You're just an asshole. You're just an asshole. You're just an entitled asshole. You're not autistic. You're a narcissist. That's your issue. That's been your issue. But I really think my psychiatrist was full of shit since he evaluated me in 10 minutes and told my mom the results. I still have a foggy memory of that day. Probably because he never saw a fucking little asshole like you, and they're like, oh, it must be autism. We're going to get into this more. I have a stepfather born in 72 and a mother born in 74. So your stepfather's my age and your mother's actually 2 years younger than I am. I comprehend and appreciate your content on the narcissism and Hitler-like demands of baby boomers. I know my parents, I know your parents in my generation. I know your parents in my generation. I know you might have bias to be a little more defensive of me attacking parents in their 40s and 50s. Whether your response is positive or negative to me, I will still be interested nonetheless. So he knows this. He already knows this is going to be. It gets better, trust me, because I've read this one. This one I've read. So summing up my parents, I can't go through each single individual event when they made me feel inferior or always pressured me to succeed, having unrealistic expectations. Starting with my mom, she did start off as poor, heavily relying on my grandmother, who my mom has a shitty relationship with as well. My mom went from a home health aide nurse to owner of her own business and is well above a working class person's status. My mom never nurtured me. That was my grandmother and special needs aunt job. I'm not sure how much my mother's lack of empathy for me has affected my brain chemistry, but I'm guessing a significant degree has been dealt. My mom herself, by just looking at her, should never have had kids, which really makes me depressed over my conception and the reason why I'm here. My biological father is just an alcoholic who didn't want to support me. My mom ditched his ass to the curb in 1995, and turns out mom dated his boss instead. My stepdad. So your real father was your natural father's boss, huh? Makes sense. Mom always has seemed to value work only. Nothing wrong with that, but having a child you're not going to give attention or encouragement, they don't even bother. My mom has spent countless hours on the phone talking mostly business gossip, as she has a better relationship with her employees than she does her own son and daughter. My mom has never taken me seriously. Whenever I opted to do anything on my own at a mature age, she would always dismiss it, or she'd be on her phone not listening to me or giving me away hand gestures, pretty much mentally telling me to fuck off, and it does anger me. I have never once gotten positive encouragement from my mom, and now that I'm 25 and lacking a halfway decent job, I am reminded all the time about how I am in debt and can't afford anything. I'm grateful for my parents paid a large portion of my college. I could never pay off all those loans. My stepdad, there's not a lot of advanced stuff. I do feel sympathy for him a little bit. He himself was raised in a broken family. His father just left his mother with all the child support payments, and his father is a poster boy for a typical boomer. The gimme grandfather who expects everyone to pay attention to him. Oh, the irony's coming in this, everybody. The gimme grandfather. The irony's coming in all of this. Trust me. My stepfather never grew up with a lot of money and has been beaten up by my step grandmother's boyfriends without her knowledge. So it's obvious my stepdad's anger issues and inability to hear details as a result of physical and emotional abuse. That's one thing I know my dad lies about. I can't have extensive conversations with him. He needs things short and simple, but I think it's exclusive to me because I know for a fucking fact he doesn't take me seriously one bit. I have been physically assaulted, like having my neck grabbed several times from his anger outburst, only to get an empty apology later. Kind of like your anger outburst. See, I would wonder what your anger outbursts are, Mark. Because the second you didn't get your way with me, and I wasn't even didn't even tell you no, all I did was tell you what I tell everybody, how my channel works. And the first thing you decided to do was start when you didn't get, because you already had it in your head what you want. Like you do with your parents. You already have it in your head what you want and what you're entitled to. Just like you did with my channel. And when you don't get your way, you freak the fuck out. I wouldn't be surprised if you got your neck grabbed while you're having one of your little rage outfits. I know your type, Mark. I know your type. And I don't care because somebody's 20 years my junior who hasn't experienced fucking jack shit in life. Okay, it doesn't bother me to I'm doing this for your own benefit, and I'm doing this to show, like I told you, to show my followers exactly the shit that goes on and why I do things the way I do. All you're doing is proving your entitlement, proving what your stepfather and your mother say to you. I know I'm not the best person. I have severe mental problems. You have severe entitlement problems, Mark. You have severe entitlement problems. You don't even understand how my channel works. You don't even understand how my channel works. And yet you're going to attack me. It gets better, people, because there's more back and forth here. I know I'm not the best person. I have severe mental problems. I grew up addicted to porn at age 11. I have been sexually molested by a few boys as well. I was bullied in school, has fake high school friends, of course. Essentially, I'm the textbook definition of a failure. I gave up drawing and art altogether after college, knowing I will never get better. I lack the skill. I drew in the past for fun and to be social, but I haven't drawn in 8 years and see no incentive to return. I was hospitalized in 2012 for contemplating suicide. I will shamefully admit, and my parents don't know this, thankfully, I did it for attention. No shit. Because you're a male borderline, Mark. You are a male borderline. You have borderline. If you want my opinion, that's what you said you wanted. You have borderline person. You should be looking in for help for borderline personality disorder. That's what this is. This isn't autism. It's borderline personality disorder. You're just an asshole. You're just an entitled little asshole. Something tells me anything your parents would have done for you wasn't going to be enough. Ever. Because you're an entitled little asshole. I wasn't brave enough to take my own life. You had no intention of taking your own life. You did it for attention. So if you're doing it for attention, you never had any intention of taking your own life. It's something I will always be personally ashamed of, even though suicidal thoughts and nightmares are a typical occurrence in my life. I'm attempting to turn my life around a bit. My family's business does suck. It's boring, but I decided to swallow my pride and make sacrifices. Sacrifices, everybody. My parents pay me $20 an hour. At 25, his mother, who he's bitching about and writing in, is paying him $20 an hour. But they keep bragging about getting me more involved in the business and never follow through with their plans on that. Well, dude, you're 25. What do you want? You're 25 years old. They're paying you $20 an hour. And you're saying the business sucks and you want more of it? I know how much money they have. We went from renting from my grandmother in the 90s and living paycheck to paycheck to having a huge home, a lake house, a fully loaded boat, and other toys that they can indulge in. Remember what he said about this business, okay? His mother built the business herself, started as a home health nurse, and ended up with her own freaking company. I'm trying to find it here, so we can look at it, because I know my mother's lack of empathy. Oh, here it is. My mom went from a home health aide note to owner of her own business and well above working class person's status. Your mother's built all this herself. You bitch about her, how she built it, that you were neglected, and maybe you were. And now she pays you $20 an hour for something you obviously don't deserve. You say the business sucks, but now you want more of it. And you're saying you know what they have. They worked for it. You haven't worked for fucking shit in your life. You haven't worked for a goddamn thing in your life. You're 25 years old. You come to me for help. You have no idea how my channel works. You have an idea of what you already want in your head. And when you don't get it, you freak the fuck out. Right? Right? And that's what your mother's been telling you. That's what your stepfather's been telling you. My parents are also expanding their business to another location, not stating how much money we have, but it is enough to essentially retire early in life. But instead, they choose to constantly do what the average U.S. citizen does, buy things. Maybe I need to provide more detail. I don't want to I don't want to type a long wall. If you're interested in more detail, please reply back. Thanks. Now, mind you, I didn't read this whole thing. I only read the top where he said, because I didn't know if it was with PayPal, with contribution, or if it was seeking sponsor. That's when, as you can see, I sent him the instructions for the channel. This is what he sent back. And then you saw what he sent back about. Now, remember, this is what he sends back. I would have donated money, actually, if you were humble about. Mark's telling me to be humble. Mark, the 25-year-old, okay, who's out for attention, whose mother built her own business from scratch and is now paying this little shitbag $20 an hour, and he's not getting enough but he's bored with it. It sucks, but he's not getting the power he wants fast enough. Because he knows the amount of money they have and what they should be spending it on. But I'm not being humble about it. I'm not being humble when he says he doesn't know how my channel works. And I send him the instructional video. I would have donated if you were humble about it. No, you wouldn't have. No, you wanted what you wanted. And when you don't get your way, you freak out. I know for a fact you didn't read that message. No, I didn't. I guess being literate requires an dug around in Google a bit and seen similar. That's when they start digging around for information. You're a male borderline, Mark. You're dangerous. You're a monster. I'm sorry, man. You are a monster, and you will destroy anybody's life you will come in contact with, because you make everything about yourself. Everything. I don't care about people's mental suffering. There's the guilt trip, a greedy piece of shit, the name calling, middle-aged loser who points out the obvious boomers suck, even though that's what you want help. I bet you also secretly think Gen Y are narcissistic leeches too. I think you're a narcissistic leech. I tell you that. And here's my imaginary $200 donation, and here's the smallest violin. And he says that to me thinking like, oh, he'll never get a $200 donation. Like, dude, you're out there, man. You're out there, and you're right. You do need help, but you don't understand. The help you need is a foot up your ass. Okay? Because you're an entitled little prick. So I email him back. I read all stories on my channel cold, so my reactions are natural. That's why I tell everyone to put at the top of the email whether the video is with contribution or if they're seeking someone to sponsor for them. I've been doing that for 3 years now, since this is my job now. That's why I sent the link when it's not clear. That's why I made the instructional video in the first place. What is clear now is that you resort to ad hominem attacks the moment you don't get your way. So this middle-aged loser will be reading these messages on my channel so my followers also understand why I do things the way I do. Good luck with your parents, Ollie. Shitbag writes back, I also guess you will disclose my email too, even though you said, no, this is my job. Oh, wait, even if you said, no, this is my job, instead of just link the video, you don't tell me how. Listen, shitbag, you don't get to tell me, and you don't get to tell your parents, you don't get to tell anyone else how to run their business. I did nothing offensive to you. You said you didn't understand. It's an instructional video of how my channel works. You wanted something for nothing, guy. You wanted what you wanted. I get attacked like this all the time. For people who want something they feel, it's not even that they can't pay or they won't. They feel that they shouldn't have to pay. So they play this game, they send along, and I get this all the time, people attacking me about it being a business. It is what it is. But I needed to make this to show this is what happens. And this is why, like, you'll see, like, people when they send stuff in, like sponsors are few and far between, because it's hard to find people that do it the right way. That just follow my I have very few boundaries. Put at the top of I know why you don't do it. I know why. There's a reason why the PayPal's the first link and the email's under it. You have to go past it. If you've been watching my channel for any given time, you know my wrap up. You know this is a business. Don't act like you don't know it's a business. You wanted what you wanted. And when you didn't get your way, you freaked out. And now you want to come in and tell me how to run my business, just like you want to tell your mother how she should run hers. Everyone's experience is unique to the... Cold reading means you're lazy. Fine, I'll wait for your followers harassing me then. Another, no, it doesn't mean I'm lazy, shitbag. It means my reactions are my own, and they're real. I want my reactions to be cold, and that's why this channel works. Mark, didn't you write this? I am unsure as to how your responses to emails work. I did read that part at the time since it was near the top. I was showing you how my channel works. You have entitlement issues, which I will explain in the video. And no, I'm not going to expose your email address. I'm not the sociopath here. By the way, your parents are paying you $20 an hour already. The entitlement shown in this email is evidence of why you don't deserve a larger role in the business and that you're clearly a liability to their business. But again, I'll explain that in the video. Replies back one last time. Here's more fuel for your video than. I'm officially a sociopath for wanting financial independence. No, dude. You're a sociopath because you're demanding from other people to give you financial independence. Your mother built her own business. You are demanding your mother give you a larger role in a company you already said sucks, and she's paying you $20 an hour at 25 years old. And here you are telling off people 20 years your fucking senior how things are going to be. Calling them names, calling them pieces of shit, calling them losers, calling them lazy, and you wanted help? You're an entitled little shitbag. I'm a sociopath for pointing out the obvious fact that my parents should have never had kids. I can't tell that. I can't tell that from this. I could tell they fucked you up. Something fucked you up. They'd have simply been child-free, continue to live a lucrative life. I'm not asking for a salary of $400K, you stupid bitch. Yeah, you are, because that's already in your head. In your... 25 years old. 25 years old, demanding more than $20 an hour from his mother. This, and I'm a stupid bitch. You are entitled. You've done nothing to earn any of this. I'm asking for a financially stable job, so go find one. It's not your parents' responsibility to provide that for you. It doesn't sound like you'd be able to work in, and here's your problem, Mark. You won't be able to work anywhere with this attitude. You won't make it. Even in this fucking snowflake environment, nobody's putting up with this shit. Nobody's putting up with this shit because there's no way you'd be able to get through an interview. No way you'd make it through. You sound like my parents and a bunch of other older people. Wow, dude. You know what? You sound like, and that's a line, even though you're 25, that's a line I would expect to hear out of a 13-year-old. A 14-year-old, a 15-year-old. Not a fucking 25-year-old. Holy shit, man. You are a fucking child. You Gen X people are no different from the boomers. Yeah, we are. Well, a lot of us are fucked up. Don't get that twisted. But not because of the reasons you think, you spoiled little brat. You sold your kids out. Really, as your mother's paying you for it, $20 an hour, she sold you out, huh? Huh? She sold you out as you're fucking doing fake suicide attempts for attention. She sold you out. As you're writing to me looking for something for free so you can shit all over them. They sold you out, huh? At one point in the U.S., a single man could provide for his whole family with a 40-hour work week. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You can thank the baby boomers for that. Okay, but that's not your mother's problem. Your mother didn't do that. Your mother made her own business herself. She worked up the old-fashioned way and she did it. It isn't like that anymore, and of course you will blame the boomers and the millennials. I'll blame the boomers, and I'll blame the entitlement of people like you. Because the boomers looked for useful, lazy idiots like you who are going to scream and yell and cry and just fucking cause chaos. But also not ex-folk for being mindless consumers as well. Well, what are you, dude? You're shitting on your parents for being consumers, but you want their money. What are you going to do with it? Consume, you fucking hypocrite. What do you want their money for? Oh, God, you're the worst. You're just the worst, man. You are the worst. Contributing to the need for 2 jobs or maybe 70-hour work weeks. Are you working 70-hour work weeks? Are you working 2 jobs right now? It doesn't sound like it. I know you're aware of this, but most people in the U.S. are poor, you stupid fuck. More name calling, huh? And I like him. I mean, again, Again, this is because I sent you an instructional video that you basically asked how my channel worked. You sound like my stepdad and uncles. Get a better job and don't complain. Easier said than done. Yeah, get a better job. Work harder. It ain't their fucking responsibility. Your mother's already paying you $20 an hour. You think you can do better? Then go do better. That's the fucking world we live in, guy. You little fucking baby snowflake. But yeah, I will walk around with a sign on my back that says I'm a sociopath for wanting a sustaining job and I want a basic life. I see no need for buying things I don't need. Yet again, I'm entitled. Yeah, dude, you're completely entitled. You're a sociopath for demanding it of your parents. When you know your mother worked at it, like she built that up from the ground floor. You've done none of that. You just want to walk in at 25 and get paid more than $20 an hour and more power, whatever the fuck it is you're looking for. And then you come to me looking to blow them up. Say, I don't know how this channel works. I tell you, and I get called stupid fuck, lazy, piece of shit. I don't know how to be fucking humble. Dude. It's called borderline personality disorder. It isn't autism. It's borderline personality disorder. You're just an asshole. And you're going to destroy anybody's life you come into contact with. Period. Your mother don't owe you anything. Now, maybe she was a shitty mother. Maybe she's a narcissist. Maybe she is. But this, I don't think so. I think she spoiled you. I think she gave you too much. And that's why you got all this fucking entitlement issues now. The demands of you tells me you were probably a little spoiled baby boy. And there was nothing that your parents could do to satisfy you. Nothing. I see right through this. So, this is the entitlement that I deal with, everybody. This is why I run my channel the way I do. This is because it's very simple instructions, and when people don't follow those simple instructions, it's a huge red flag, and there's usually a reason why. Because people feel that they should get something for nothing. They feel that they should dictate to other people how their businesses are run, whether it's my business or Mark's parents' business, who at 25 is getting paid $20. Would you pay this guy $20? I wouldn't pay you $5 to be dog catcher. And your mother, out of probably the kindness of her heart, is paying you $20. She's paying you friggin' $19 an hour more than what you're worth. Instead of being appreciative and saying thank you and keeping your mouth shut and maybe trying to fucking learn something. No, you already know every goddamn thing at 25 years old. That you're going to tell your mom, your dad, me, everyone else. We're just a bunch of fucking assholes. I'm not looking for 400K, you stupid fuck. Like the word, those words would even come out of your mouth at 25, dude. It's just so goddamn. It is so goddamn mind-blowing. Like, you don't even realize what an asshole you're making of yourself. But at the end of the day, Mark, I hope I made this video to help you. To maybe wake you the fuck up. This isn't how the world works. And when you immediately start attacking people, the second you don't get your way, eventually somebody's going to swing back. I'm only swinging back online. One of these days, one of your little rager hall fits is you're going to write a check your ass can't cash with the wrong person. That's probably what's going to happen. You'll have your rager hall with the wrong fucking person, and you just wrote a check your ass can't cash. And I hope this video wakes you up before that happens. So it's why I do things the way I do, people. I mean, I deal with these type of communications all the time. All the time. It's why I get dark. It's why I run the channel the way I do. So it is what it is. Mark, wise up, dude. Wise up. Telling people 20 years you're senior how things are going to be. It's pretty damn sad. All right, everybody. For the rest of you, I'll be back tomorrow. I just got a couple more videos to do. If you want to get your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general because I'm a greedy fuck, I guess, and dumb and mindless and all that, to keep the channel supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you guys. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.